and
What's up, y'all?
we'll go from there. Peter, you're first. You're always first, Peter. It's impressive.
I'm not always first. I just have
you're
a
always
thing
gonna
of
have
it.
2 questions.
Barrett, I was just curious, what's one thing that's kind of surprised or impressed you about Coach Hamden so far?
I think the biggest thing that sticks out is the way he teaches people. It's very pro-like, I guess I would say. He's been with the Falcons, and it's very detailed approach to how to do the game, and like he has answers for every single different thing that we could see and all that. And so I think that's the biggest thing I would say is just his pro-style teaching. And then obviously once he teaches, he expects you to know it. And, I think that's the thing that sticks out the most to him.
Mitch, go ahead.
Barrett, Coach Walters was speaking highly of some of the young cornerbacks the other day. I'm curious what you've seen from that group and if anyone in particular stands out in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think the two that stick out in my mind the most right now is Ennis and JC. JC's long, he's physical. He's a guy that you don't want him to get his hands on you. I think that's the thing that stuck out the most with him. And then Ennis, he's quick. And, I've just talking with him, in the facility and on the sidelines and stuff like that. Ennis has a really good knowledge of the game. And so he understands what offenses are doing and how he needs to play defense to react to that, if that makes sense.
Suichi, go ahead.
Hey, Barrett. I know it's so early in the offensive install and everything. I was curious, though, what's kind of your interpretation of pro tempo and what the coaches are kind of trying to instill on you guys?
Are you asking for, my opinion on it or?
Yeah, just what you think about it.
I think it's great. I think Coach Drinkwitz has used that offense, obviously, in the ACC and the Sun Belt, versions of it in the Mountain West. And, I think it's going to be very successful for us. And I think it's going to put teams in binds. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And I think that it's going to make defenses really steady for us and put us in good positions to go win.
Andrew Kaufman, is that you, Andrew? Go ahead.
How's it going, Barrett? Just curious, have any of the quarterbacks stood out in the last week or so? And what do you think of the competition?
I think they've all done a good job. Like I said before, each of them has their own individual things that they're really good at, and I think that each one of them is going to have a shot to play for us week 1.
Max Baker, go ahead.
Hey, Barrett, I was just sort of wondering, have you, since students have gotten back on campus, have you changed sort of the way you're, going about things, on a day-to-day basis? Are you trying to stay off campus more? Are you not going out to eat as much? Has anything really changed for you since kids have gotten back?
I think when things really started changing was back in June, when we first got here, and that's whenever we went under all the protocols and the social responsibilities that we had to take if we wanted to succeed, and play this season. And so I don't think my attitude's really changed. It's been doing the same stuff that we've been doing for the past couple months. I think just the one thing that would, I guess, since school started or whatever, would be if a class does have the option to be online, then I'll do the online version just to, be safe about it, if that makes sense.
Hey, Matt, go ahead.
Barrett, besides the tempo stuff you're just talking about, what else about this offense seems unique to you?
I think we do a lot of good things formationally. I think that we bring a lot of stuff to the table with that, and it's going to make teams prepare. But, Coach Drinkwitz obviously does a really good job preparing for teams and getting us in positions to go win. And I think that's going to be a key factor, having him in his brain.
All right, Colin.
Hey, I was curious. The offense has had some pretty good success with walk-ons these past couple of years. And I was just curious what it's been like welcoming Deontay into the fold in the wide receivers room and what you've seen from him, maybe other than his speed, because that's been the thing talked about most so far.
I think one of the biggest things I see with Boo, and I'm sorry, we call him Boo, Deontay Boo. It's the same person we're talking about here. I think it's the same reoccurring theme that you saw whenever I talked about Damon and Kiki is they're a good person when they come into the room too. Boo's a guy that you can always get talked to. He's always got a smile on his face. He's fun to be around. And I think that's that's a lot of what makes you a good football player. If you're feeling good out there and you're always having good thoughts in your head, I think that's a big part of, having fun out there and brings your best game out.
And we'll close it with a question from Mitch 40.
Hey, Barrett, one more for you. A lot of people have spoken highly of Jalen Knox entering this season. I'm curious, what have you seen from him that's been different from a year ago?
I think the biggest thing would just be his preparation. I think that Jalen's kind of taken a step forward in that, and just his knowledge of the offense and like being able to translate that into his play. He's really talented. He's got a lot of physical traits that a lot of people don't have, and a lot of people you can't teach that to a lot of people. And so I think that's the biggest thing is Jalen's done a really good job preparing himself and his body to be ready to roll and go make plays for us.
Cool. That's it for Barrett, guys. Thanks.